Hi guys, Jeff Girardi, CEO of ProEst. Welcome to Tech Talk. Today we're talking about database management. So database in any estimating platform is really the heart of that system. So all information for an estimate is going to reside in a main database that all users will share. So in ProEst, I'm on the database tab here, ProEst Cloud. We have a couple different tabs up top. And these tabs are going to be dependent upon how your users are configured within your platform. So depending on your role, you might see all of these tabs or you might not see maintenance or cost sources tabs because that's more an admin level function. Okay, so the different tabs, items, first of all, as I go through the platform, we have 3 levels of organization, and this is in our standard commercial data set. We do have the ability to have more levels to decide how many digits the levels are as well. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. So we have a divisional level, we have a subdivisional level, and then the individual items reside at the 3rd level. Okay, within each item, certainly there are different tables to allow you to manage the data in an efficient manner. As an example, maybe the labor. You might have the same labor attached to multiple items throughout your database, or maybe the same crew assigned to the same items throughout your database. Well, there's one centralized place to change that information. So even though we have all of our items here, when it comes to doing things like updating labor, I can go to my labor setup tab, and you'll see within here I have individual labors, right? So carpenter versus a drywall installer versus a foreman. And each one could have an individual rate, a burden, as well as, do they have a standard rate versus an overtime rate versus the holiday rate? Are there different what we call sources? So depending on where the project is, are you going to maintain different sources? In this case, I have Newport Beach versus Santa Fe Springs, but this could be by city, by state. It could be union versus non-union, 100% up to you. But it's one centralized place to maintain all of your labor costs. And we have the same thing for equipment, as well as the ability to build crews and adjust crews in one place, and then assign a crew to multiple items within your data set. Okay, but it all goes back to the individual item, the basic unit within ProEst. As we move along the tabs up top here, Assemblies is basically a grouping of like items. Okay, and there's a couple different examples I could show you here. Slab on grade, which might contain, and I'll pull up the details of this. Click on the little pen here over here on the right. System comes with many pre-built, but at the end of the day, you can configure your own, and we can help you do it. So in this case, it says slab, and you'll see there's items in here like wire mesh, vapor barrier. There's concrete in here. There's formwork in here. There's a crew in here. So all configurable. The whole purpose of Assemblies is, do you do things repetitiously within your business, whether it's a wall system or a roof system or a concrete slab or a grade beam, whatever that case may be. It contains multiple items, so there's an efficient way to take it off so that you input 1 or 2 dimensions and it calculates all the necessary materials as well as labor. It's the purpose of assembly. So in 2 different ways, they're helping us. They're making us more efficient, certainly, because we're doing things quicker. But they're also going to make us more accurate because there's no more wondering, did I remember to put something into a slab as an example? Did I remember the vapor barrier? Well, once you build an assembly one time, you don't have to worry about that moving forward. So database is really important, and being able to utilize this database no matter where you are, no matter what user logs in, you have one master database that is used for your entire account, your entire organization. Some of the other tabs up top here, maintenance. This is a newer function we rolled into the platform maybe 6 months or so ago, but what it allows us to do is maintain costing for different areas. So if you do work in California, you do work in Arizona, you do work in Nevada, just as an example, you can maintain one database, like I'll just use one item here as an example. I have a main cost for that item. Here I have San Antonio and Houston. If this item is used in San Antonio, it's $1.35. If it's used in Houston, maybe it's $1.50 as an example. So I have one item. When I first create an estimate, I say I'm doing work in Houston, and it uses this 150 rate throughout the project. So what it's allowing us to do again is maintain one database with many different cost sources or cost areas, if you will. So our goal is to make sure you only maintain one data set. And this gives you the ability to do that. And those cost sources are 100% configurable. So as I look in here and I see San Antonio and Houston, well, I can add an unlimited number of cost sources. So if you do work in different areas, you do want to maybe maintain union versus non-union. I mean, we have customers that do work in 30 or 40 different states, and they want to maintain unit costs for those 30 or 40 states. Well, we can do it all in one centralized place here. So maintaining your database, certainly having one master database that the entire company can utilize and benefit from is important. But also along with that goes, how do you maintain that data on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis? And that's what I showed you here today. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to do that. And certainly our complete support staff and implementation staff are here to help you if you do have any questions to further this discussion. Thank you very much. Enjoyed having you again. See you next month on Tech Talk.